Give me just a second to get set up, and then we will get going. I am not 100%. I'm about 45%, but I think that is good enough to do a live real quick. We are going to do a rapid fire, so I'm only going to read the questions tonight. As soon as I can get this started. There we go. So I am only going to read the questions tonight. We did miss last night. I was not feeling up to par, so we will be skipping the community setting this week. We'll just do the rapid fire tonight. And I have a ton of announcements to make, but I will wait until next Sunday to do so. And next Sunday will be huge. So we're going to do the 18 under contest next week. We are going to have a lot of announcements, a lot of changes that I'm willing to make, a lot of new colors that we're bringing out by next week, and a lot of new options on the website, things like that. And so next week will be huge, and I will make sure everybody gets reminded. But tonight, I will just be doing questions to help you on your journey with Caternix Quail. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to make this a little short. I'm going to try to keep it under 30 to 45 minutes. So if you do have any questions, please put a question mark, a couple question marks, or explanation points, or something so that it'll stand out so I can read it better. And we'll see how well I do tonight. If you can, hit the like button, support the channel, I'd appreciate it. Mark Wilson says, I'm new here and hope to start raising jumbo quail from y'all soon. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. And I do have some jumbo options on the website. Jumbo Wilds will be back on the website February 11th. Jumbo White Wings will be back on the website February 7th. So I'm very sorry for the inconvenience, but I will get them on there as soon as possible. To everybody that is here, welcome. Again, every Sunday we go live. It's a community setting. I read all the comments. We have a good time. It usually lasts 2-3 hours, but it's a nice setting that we all get together in. I'm not going to be doing that tonight. Mondays are rapid fire. They're more for new people asking questions just to get in and out. So that's what we're going to start with tonight. And then we will be back on track next Sunday. Okay, here we go. Whiskey Tango Farms is in the house. Welcome. PJ's Family Farm is in the house. S.O. Swanson's in the house. Welcome. Verna Young is in the house, my moderator, as well as Ed Got Bait. They do a fantastic job, and they are quite upset that I'm doing a live tonight. They wanted me to take it easy, but I'm not a very good listener, so they knew this. Let's see. Gary says, my jumbo eggs don't fit my quail egg trays. Will pheasant trays work? Yes, I actually just did a video on it last week about egg trays, and the pheasant trays will work extremely well, but you won't be able to fit as many in. You know, the quail egg trays are larger as far as capacity goes, but yeah, the pheasant trays worked extremely well for the jumbos. Yes. I will mention, so a lot of people say that the cartons don't fit your jumbo eggs. They do fit. How do I word this? Okay, so I use the cartons that we use for our jumbos. I can't fit them all in there, but strategically I put the big ones in the center and then put smaller ones on the outside, and then it snaps in. I do that rather than using larger cartons or pheasant egg cartons, because the pheasant egg cartons don't make the eggs look as big. We've tried that before for our Balut customers, same eggs, but they just looked a lot smaller because they were in pheasant trays, and they just could not wrap their head around, you know, why are these eggs smaller? And I was like, they're not. We just so anyways, we went back to the quail egg trays that I can't fit them all in, but strategically I can fit most in. Because of more of an appearance thing. Once we did that, they were like, oh, thanks for going back to the big ones. And it's like, they were the same eggs the whole time. So again, everybody's a little bit different, but you can get pheasant cartons for your eating eggs or whatever, and they'll all fit. They just will look a lot smaller, and it's a little harder to sell and to keep your customers that way. Hopefully that helps. Again, everybody that's here, thank you very much for showing up. I really appreciate it. It's just going to be a fast, rapid-fire Q&A, so I won't be reading all of the comments tonight. I'm sorry. I kind of want to, but I'm not going to. So I'm only going to read the comments tonight, and then next Sunday we'll be back on the community setting on Sundays and the rapid fire again on Mondays. I don't know how many videos I'll be doing this week. I've got a lot of stuff on my list I got to get done. I'll be going out of town next week, so I got to get a lot of stuff done this week. Plus, the past 2 days I've pretty much done the bare minimum, and so I'm already behind. But I will try to get a couple videos out this week. Again, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask and put some exclamation points or some questions around it so that I can read it a little bit better. Valerie Cox says, is the egg size determined by the hen only, or does the size of the male affect the actual egg size as well? It is both. It's more the hen than the male, but, well, the egg size is determined by the hen, not the male. The egg size is different. It's going to be a long night, guys. The egg size is only determined by the hen. However, the male has a huge part in how big the chick that hatches out of it gets. That makes sense. I should have just said that in the first place. I'm trying to find. Okay. Will it be possible to buy a breeding set of Jumbo Wilds at the end of February? No. I know you're backlogged, but I only want Jumbo Wilds. Thank you, and please get some rest. No. So actually, I just took off all of our live quail options today, as there's a couple orders. I could probably get a couple more out, but I don't want to ship next week. There's some snowstorms coming in, so I'm not going to ship next week. I'll find out how many I have the week after. I'll put those on the website, and then after that, I won't have any live quail for about 2 months because I will be stacking up my brooder room with all Jumbo Wild breeders 2 times in a row. So 3,200 Jumbo Wilds are going to be filling up my brooder room for 6 weeks, and then I'll fill up the brooder room for live sales again. But I gotta increase our jumbo numbers because I'm tired of them being out of stock and people waiting this long. It's driving me crazy. But because we are behind on jumbo eggs, I've not put any in for sale. So I'm putting all these in for new breeders. That should be more than enough. And if it's not, that's all the room I've got anyway. So then we'll start putting some in to sell as live quail. Do you know is Jumbo Whites being more aggressive? This one in particular was a hen. No, I do not. The whites for us are actually the most docile. The Jumbo Wilds are the crazy ones, not towards each other, but like trying to weigh them. I mean, I have no problem weighing the Jumbo Whites. Like I just pick them up and they just sit there, do whatever I ask. They're good to go. The Jumbo Wilds are just nuts, but they're so big. So no, I don't really have that issue at all. Every once in a while you get a very territorial hen, but not regularly. Hello, all my eggs hatched Friday. I only got 13 chicks out of it, but I'm happy with that being my first time hatching in a long time. There you go. Well, best of luck to you. And I do believe you're getting some more eggs, I think. I can't remember. I think so. Well, I'm looking for the next question. Just so you guys know, I'm only taking questions tonight, but I do appreciate all of you here. It's kind of driving me a little crazy. I'm not reading all the comments. I feel like it's kind of rude, but We're just going to make this a rapid fire question, so questions only, and hit the question mark or exclamation points or emojis or something so that I can kind of see it a little bit better. Can quail drink rainwater? Yes, they can. Yep. How many birds can you fit in Winola cages? I seen your post today that your jumbos won't fit in the 5-tier cages. They can. I think you have to maneuver the wire a little bit for them to get their heads out for the waters and the feeders, but they'll fit in there. And I recommend 3 quail per square foot. I'm not very well versed, which I guess I should be, but I'm not very well versed on the Winola Ranch cages. I use some, but I wouldn't be able to tell you the dimensions at all. But we recommend 3 quail per square foot. In our research, there's the little compartments, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a 2-tier, but there's 3 compartments, 2 compartments in each. Yeah, it's a 2-tier with 2 compartments in each. We've got a couple of them. And the most we put in there is 3 and 1, 3 hens and 1 male, which I recommend 5 hens to 1 male. That's going to help a lot. But when we're researching or trying to develop a color or trying to develop a jumbo, we've got to start like that, which is not ideal because they get destroyed very quickly, but it's the only way you can do it. Or the only way we've figured out how to do it the right way. Sorry about messing your name up, Zach. It's autocorrect, I promise. Good to see you're doing so. Thank you very much. 24 out of 25 eggs are fertile. You sent 30. It's locked down today. What should my humidity be? 70 to 75%. And I like those numbers. Your temp is right on. Congratulations. Just make sure your humidity is there, and hopefully you'll get 24 out of 25 to hatch. So best of luck to you. There was some talk about that real quick. I'll mention it. So, never mind. I'll do a video on it. What is the best thing to do for super small hatchling to help it survive? Well, there's 2 different answers. One is if you want it to survive, then you can make sure it has a little bit extra heat, or make sure that it knows where the heat is. Put some food right around the hottest place because it's going to need more heat than the other quail, so that it doesn't have to go too far away from the heat source. And you can put electrolytes in the water. And after about 2 weeks old, you can put some rooster booster into the feed, and that will help it a little bit. Now, if you're doing a breeding program, it's not ideal to keep it. But those are the 2 answers. So if you're raising them and you want to keep it, then that would be the way to do it. If you're raising for a breeding program, the ideal thing to do would be to get rid of it, unfortunately. Is there any remarkable difference in flavor between breeds of quail, Coturnix, Bob White, and Western? I don't know. That's a good question. Coturnix and Bob White are similar, but there's a taste difference a little bit. But I don't think I've had any other quail except for Bob White and Coturnix. And they're both a little gamey. They're both dark meat. But yeah, that's all I've had. I'm not too sure. I'm sure there's I wouldn't say remarkable difference, but there is a slight difference in flavor between each one, I'm sure. It also depends on the feed and age and a lot of stuff. Does anyone make quail jerky? I know a couple of my customers do. I actually never have. I'm hoping to do that this year, actually. I think that would be fun. If I have too many roos in one group and too many hens in another, is there ever a situation where you can mix birds that weren't raised together? Yeah, absolutely. You can do that all the time. When we switch our males out twice a year, our males are different ages than our hens, and they weren't raised together at all. So yeah, I've got a video you can actually look. And I found this out. I didn't know this. Most of you probably already did, and you will think that this is elementary, but I did not know. So if you go to YouTube and you go into the search engine and you type in feed by Myshire Farm, it'll come up with my feed video. Or if you do intro or introducing new quail by Myshire, it'll come up with a video called introducing new quail to an existing flock. And that will give you a resource on how to introduce your new quail to what's already established. Also on our website, we have a blog. You can actually read it, and it's also called Introducing New Quail to an Existing Flock. Jenna wrote that when I did the video. The written blog is better. If you want to check that out. Fran says, in Ohio, what information do you need on quail egg cartons that you sell? I don't use them. I don't use labels. So I am not too sure, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. I'll rest eventually. Once ordered, how long before eggs are shipped? So typically for standards or any colors, it's about 5 to 7 days out. For jumbos, it's between 2 to 3 weeks. Once you order, like let's say you order jumbos, if you can give me about 5 days and then contact me, I can give you an exact ETA. But if you order and then ask like the same day, it's really hard for me to get that projection. But if you give me a couple of days, about 5 to 7 days, I could give you an exact day on when they chip, or within a day or two of when they chip. But jumbos are about 2 to 3 weeks out once ordered, and colors or standards are about 5 to 7 days. I have no idea where my glasses are. No idea. I think they're upstairs. Marianne says, hi, I'm a newbie. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. What is the best quail to grow to sell for meat? It's a good question. Any of the jumbos would work. Now, I'm a big believer that jumbo wilds are always forever going to be the best of the best. But any jumbo feather sexable would be a great way to start. So jumbo sexlings, jumbo Egyptians, jumbo wilds, jumbo white wings. And if you want a variety of colors, even a feather sexable mix, which you'll get some standards and some jumbos, which here's the thing. Now, please don't get me wrong. I really do recommend jumbos. I really do, even though I'm sold out. I really do recommend the jumbos, but there are a purpose for the standards as well. So just keep this in mind. And I'm not trying to persuade you one way or the other. I think you should do what you want to do. I think there's a million different ways to raise Coturnix quail. And I think everybody needs to find their own way, and that's fine. But I just want you to be aware, or at least think about, the standards are not bad because they are smaller, yes, but they consume less feed. And they are much more consistent and live much longer and are productive for much longer. So it kind of is a wash. So I actually had this conversation with someone, I don't know, Friday. I think it was Friday before, no, it was Thursday before I got super sick. And they're like, well, you know, I want consistency and I want them to, and I said, well, then the standards are the way you want to go. Well, I want the big size. And I said, well, then the jumbos are the way you want to go. And so they're like, well, explain. So I just want to explain. The standards are, I'm going to say between 8 to 10 ounces at 10 weeks old. Jumbos between depending on which ones you want, are between 10 and a half to 14 ounces. So we're a couple ounces different, right? But you're going to get, I don't know, anywhere from 30 to 50 more eggs a year with the standards. And they're going to lay about, on average, about 3 to 4 months longer than the jumbos as far as production goes. So we always focus on the size, but there is something to say about that consistency and the more production of it. So again, I'm not trying to persuade you one way or the other. I've got some big news for you next week that I think will really help a lot of new people out. But I just wanted to throw that out there, and you guys just, you know, again, if you want jumbos, I'm with you 100%. But if you want, a feather sexable standard mix, throw some jumbos in there, get some big eggs, but also get the consistency. I think that that's not a bad option either. And we just had a big long talk on Thursday with a customer of mine, or well, someone, a new person. They weren't a customer, a new person from the community, and I thought that would be good information to share. I'm trying not to have a coughing fit. Bianca says, if I have two, I already read that one. Sorry. What is the regular pricing for quail chicks? We don't really sell quail chicks, but when we do, they're $2 a piece. Everywhere is a little bit different. I know people that sell them for $1, and I know people in Washington that sell them for $6 a piece, chicks, which is just unbelievable to me, but they sell out. So it really depends on your market. But when we sell them for $2 a piece. I prefer not to sell chicks, but sometimes we do. Hit the like button. Thank you. Hit the like button. I appreciate it. You sent me 30 eggs. 25 went into lockdown Saturday, 18 and counting hatched. Can they stay in the incubator longer than 24 hours? They can. I don't recommend it. I think it's a personal choice. Some people say 72 hours. Some people say 48. I really don't let them go past 24. I don't think there's a need for it. To answer your question, yes. I will not recommend 72 hours. I think that's just pushing it. 48, I'm uncomfortable with, but a lot of people do and have success. Again, everybody's different. I like 24, but 48, a lot of people do. 72, a few people do, and I can't get behind that. I think the male has a huge part in fertilizing the eggs too. A little bit, yeah, absolutely. When will the jumbo wild eggs be available, please? They will be back on the website February 11th. The white wings will be back on the website February 7th. I didn't expect you here tonight. Please rest and take care of yourself. Thank you. I ordered my breeder set just in time. Thank goodness. There you go. I did ship. I think I've got 3 orders that I got to ship out that I won't do until next Monday, and then that's it. I do believe. What size cage is... Oh, did I miss something? No. What size cage is recommended for the jumbo quail? Well, the big thing you want to know is I really recommend just 3 quail per square foot. So whatever cage you do, the cages, if you're going to buy one, I really recommend you check out dalesquails.com and winolaranch.com or quailcage.com. I think that, here's the thing. If I'm going to recommend something or someone, I personally know Winola Ranch, and I personally know Dale from Dale's Quails, and I would consider both of them friends. I think that they are honest, and I think that they are I think that they're good people. That's what I do. That's what I think. I think that they're good people, and I have no problem recommending them, not because of just that, but that is a big part of it. But I think that their quality of cages are amazing. We use the Dale's Quail brooders, and we use the Winola Ranch cages, and we have for a long time. And there's been a lot of my customers that have bought both or either one, and I've heard no complaints. So I would definitely check those out. One is Dale's Quails are made of wood. The other one is made of metal. So it really, it's 2 different types of cages. I think it's personal preference. I don't think one is better than the other. But I think that those options, at least you can make an educated decision on what works best for you. And I really want to hammer that for a while. And not just tonight, but in the future, is there are a million ways to raise quail, and you just have to find your way to do it. So I want to give you many options where you can decide what's best for you. We have an incubator that wants to stay at 102 degree humidity, 102 degrees, humidity 20, thinking it's because of a drafty window. Moved it tonight. How will these temps affect the hatch if we stabilize on day 5 of hatch? 102 is pretty high. Hopefully it's not reading correctly. That would be fantastic. 102 is pretty high. It's going to affect it a little bit. I don't know what incubator you have, but there should be vent holes if you can't get it down, which I don't know how you couldn't get it down. That's bizarre. Usually it's trying to get it up. But if you can't get it down, then open the vent holes and try to let some of that heat out, which is counterproductive. But 102's in the red zone. So hopefully you can get that down. You're only on day 5, so it's hard to say. It's going to affect it a little bit. You still have a good chance of getting a lot, but you got to get that under control fast. After moving birds 45 minutes away, can I expect them to shut down and to start laying again in 2 weeks? It depends on the stress of the move. It is winter. If they were, in the back of a truck, in the wind, or I would assume probably 2 weeks, especially change in feed, change in environment, moving. Yeah, I would probably say about 2 weeks. The 7 that had hatched are wild, flighty, and then hen with fluff up and charges you. But I also wonder with how much trouble they had hatching if that made them worse. I haven't really noticed that. The charging is usually a hen, and it's usually it's usually a territorial and not an aggression thing when they try to charge you. Like when you're collecting eggs or getting into the cage, it's trying to protect its area, which is kind of a good thing. Those are the types that usually will go broody if you let them. In a better environment. A lot went wrong with this batch. They were in the mail for a week, and then temp in the mater was constantly low. I made the mistake of putting it in a high traffic room. There you go. Going to do things different with the next batch. Yeah, I thought you were getting some more. I'm starting to get some buyers now. That's awesome. Congratulations. My free Myshire 30 sorry eggs hatched this weekend. Oh, yeah. 23 out of 30 hatched for a 76.67% rate. Should I expect to lose any over the 4 weeks in brooder? You can usually expect to lose about 5%. I don't think that's a bad idea to expect. And if you get better than that, then that's wonderful. Congratulations on the hatch. 23 out of... thank you for letting me know the hatch rate. I appreciate that. And Blobbert, I'm pretty sure that I already have your hatch rate. I'm almost positive. So I didn't write that one down. I do have a video called Why Are My Chicks Dying? And you could watch that and just make sure you're not making those mistakes. And that might help you not lose any as well. That would be a good proactive response. Which quail are the most quiet? They're all about the same. All the hens. Hens are quiet. So is the 11th when the Jumbo Wild... Yes, February 11th is when the Jumbo Wilds will be back on the website. What are your thoughts on the Celidon quail blue egg layers? Are they just as prolific? They're kind of in between the jumbo and the standards. They're a little bit better as far as consistency than the jumbos, but they're not quite as well as a regular standard. So they're right in the medium, right in the middle. 71% humidity, so I'm like, perfect. This is my second time hatching. Awesome. Best of luck to you. And obviously keep us posted on the hatch. Do quail need grit? They do not. A lot of people use it, but they don't need it. Your Jumbo Wilds that I hatched are almost 2 weeks old. Fiery little rascals. Yes, they are. They really are. crazy. Minton Marigold Homestead just donated $20. Got to run, but take care. Thumbs up, people. Thank you very much for the donation. If anybody does donate to the channel, we put that right back into the YouTube channel, whether it's buying products to test out for you guys to do reviews or getting better equipment to give you better videos or things like that. I've got some things on my to-do list, so I'm excited about that, and thank you very much. That is going towards my next project, so I appreciate that. Let's see. What all do I need to look for in food after 10 weeks and I want to change from the 28% drop to 17%? Actually, so the best thing I can recommend is type into the search bar on YouTube, feed by Myshire Farm. The feed video that comes up will be a picture of a Klumbach bag. You want to watch that. That was information given to me from the PhD doctor that customized and made our quail feed, and I gave you a lot of information, resources. We showed you the label and the percentages and explained it all there. I would highly recommend checking that out. And then when you do go down from a starter grower to a layer, 28 to 17%, I recommend doing half and half at the end, or for a full week, mix it together, and then transfer them to the 17% instead of just completely switching. It'll help them process a little bit better. It's a great question. Have you decided which incubator is the best for the beginners? I'm still working on that. I think it's a personal choice, but I think that having some information out there and having it unbiased will help you make that decision. Listen, if I'm going to recommend an incubator, it would be the GQF. I love the GQF. I love my GQF. But I don't think that if it was me, I would not spend $900 on a GQF when I'm starting out with quail. I'm going to start small, and it might not be the best product. It might not be the best quality, but I want a decent hatch rate, a good hatch rate. I want to be able to get a good hatch rate. And then if I like it, if I enjoy it, if I'm growing with it, then I can increase in time. I'm more of a big believer that start small, and then, let's say you start with the Nurturite 360. We had great results with that. You start with the Nurturite 360, and then when you want to move up to something else, then sell the Nurturite 360 and get half your money back or whatever, and put that towards the next incubator. So then, you gained experience with it, and then you're moving on. I don't like recommending something I don't like. I think the investment needs to be small to help people grow rather than putting all this money into it, and then now you've got all this pressure to produce and to do really well, and to, and the least amount of pressure, the better. So I did have good results with the Nurturite 360. Surprisingly, I had good results with the Little Giant, but I just can't recommend it. I just can't do it. We're doing the Incubator right now. So far, it's going pretty well. So we'll see how that goes. That's almost ended. That will go into lockdown Friday, and then we'll be starting out the Farm Innovator. So I'm not there yet, but we do have a couple incubator reviews on our YouTube channel now that you can check out a couple different videos on. And we are buying those with the donations that we're getting. So they're not giving them to us for free. We're doing just reviews just to help you out. So, there is no, there's nothing like that. That's a good question though, Patricia. I've been giving my quail either spinach or cucumbers every day. Is it okay? How can you overdo it? Feel better. Thank you. No, I don't think you can overdo it. No, they do fine. Usually, when we have an influx of cucumbers that we got to get rid of, they usually have them for a long time. So, no, have at it. They'll love it. Casey Outdoors says, I bought some eggs from another breeder that was supposed to be jumbo. Turns out they lay small eggs. If I breed them with jumbo roosters that I got from you, will they be jumbo eggs from the babies? maybe after generation. So if you breed big to big, yeah, if you breed big to big, then the next generation will get a little bit better, little bit bigger and better. That second generation, so you hatch out the first batch, those babies you put together and you hatch those out. Those babies there should start showing you better results. The more you do, the better it'll get. But usually you'll see maybe a little bit after the first generation. It's usually that second generation when you start seeing progress, if that makes sense. There's a lot more into it than that. But what sickness do quails seem to get the most, and what is the best remedy? You know, there's susceptible to anything like anybody anything else, but because they're usually kept in cages, they're off the ground, they're not they're not as susceptible than most things. um, but I mean, they could get anything just like anybody else, I guess. My incubator auto turns eggs every hour. I can't seem to change that. Is that too much? um, no, I mean, I don't do it every hour, but it's fine. What incubator do you have? It's kind of weird that it turns every hour. No, that's not a big deal at all. We've actually tested that before. No, there was no difference. So yeah, don't worry about it at all. Debbie's Joy in Gardening donated $10 to the channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That'll be going into our next project. So I appreciate that. Some guy posted a video today and said that the best way to call quail is to pull their heads off. Is this correct? I guess it depends on how you're calling them, or why you're calling them. I've got a call video for like falconry and reptile feed or raw dog feed. You don't pull the head off. It's a bloodless call, is what I do. But when we're butchering, then no, I pull the head off. Jenna doesn't like it. She says it's gross. She'd rather cut it off, but it's easier to. It's just so much faster to pull rather than get the scissors, cut, and then put the scissors down, and then I can just. So again, it wouldn't be for everybody. Jenna wouldn't do it. She'd still use scissors. I think it's pointless. So personal choice. But if you're doing it for raw dog food, reptile feed, falconers, anything like that, then the bloodless call would be best. Which breed is best egg layer? Which is the best meat bird? Jumbo Wilds are the best meat bird. The best egg layer, Rosettas, Scarlets, Golds, Tibetans. They're all real close. Probably in that order. Jumbo Wilds for meat, Jumbo Wilds, and then Jumbo Whites for meat. And then egg layers would be Rosetta, Scarlet, Gold, Tibetan. One of those could be switched. It's hard to say. When selling quail for reptile feed, is the market usually for frozen? I mean, I don't have the exact number. 60% frozen, 40% live. 75% frozen, 25% live. That feels like a better number to me. Or is there a demand for fresh dead? No, usually if they want them called, then they usually want them frozen. But a lot of them, a lot of reptiles and even a lot of falconers, not a lot, 25% of the time, will want them live because they're trying to train them, or some people prefer, and I don't know the reason why. Someone told me once before and I completely forgot, but they prefer to feed them live than frozen. It helps. I can't remember why. But it's a preference on how they feed too. So when will the jumbo wild eggs be available? February 11th, they'll be back on the website, and then the white wings will be back on the website February 7th. Oh God. Sorry. Can I order jumbos before the 11th of February to put in the queue? I will not be taking any orders until the 11th for a couple different reasons. One, it stresses me out, and I have to put these eggs in for me. I have to. Otherwise, so I just put in another batch into the breeding program, which is nice. And so as of right now, I can put in about 4,200 eggs on the website on February 11th, which sounds like a lot of eggs. But last time I had them on the website, I put 2,800 eggs on the website, and they sold out in about 36 hours. So, so I got to put these in. And I've already made room in space. So that, and we actually lost about 200 breeders about a month ago. Maybe less than a month ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe. I don't remember. Because we had an issue with, we had an issue in the brood room. And they were grow outs for my breeders, and we lost 2 full brooders. And so obviously that put me behind. But if I would have taken more orders, then, then everything gets, so I just, because they're live quail, anything could happen. And it already stresses me out that I'm this far behind. So business-wise, it would make sense to say yes, as long as you know there's a wait. But I'm not comfortable with it. So I'm willing to lose sales over it. Where do you buy your jumbo quail egg shipping supplies? Jumbo quail egg shipping supplies. I can't remember their name, but they're on our website. There's a link to them on our website, to the foamers. I got out of quail and sold all my cages and items. We moved, and now I want them back into quail. Any advice? No, I mean, it sounds like you were doing well before. You just moved and got out. But yeah, you just start again and learn from your past experiences and move forward and decide what you liked and what you didn't like, and improve on it that way. But if you have any specific questions, I can be happy to help. But no, I mean, just start again, start slow, and start building up. Best of luck to you. Can I order jumbo eggs before February 11th to be put in the queue? That was another one. No, I just answered that, but long story short, no, I got to put these eggs in for me and, for you guys, so that I can have more jumbos. But no, it stresses me out being that far behind. I already don't like this. At how many weeks do I call my Caternix for meat? That's a great question, and it's a personal choice. Some people say 6. It's a little young. We did 10 for a really long time. That was kind of like the standard. And some people say 12. We do 8. So we used to do 10 for a long time. We did it for years and years and years. But the cost of the feed from 8 weeks to 10 weeks compared to how much they gain in weight was just not worth it to me. Plus the time of raising them, 8 weeks works for us. But what I really recommend, again, I can't push this hard enough. I really think that people just have to try some things, and that means you're going to make some mistakes and you're going to wish you would have done it somewhere else, and that's okay. Just don't get discouraged. But I would take some at 6 weeks, some people say. 6, keep some till 8, keep some till 10, keep some till 12, and then to say, you know what, the 12 weeks was not worth it. The 10 weeks worked for me. Okay, great. Or the 6 weeks worked for me. Okay. I mean, it depends. But I think that you guys should experiment a little bit and find out what's best for you. But what we do is 8 weeks. Let's see. All right. I've been lurking for a while. I had to make an American chop suey, and welcome. Glad you're here. I think I said before Zach had jumbos. I think I asked this, but I'm going to ask again. Do you ship live quail to South Carolina? Yes, we do. We ship all over except we don't ship live quail to Alaska or Hawaii. How critical is the lockdown day? It can fluctuate a day. So you can put them in day 14 or day 15. It really doesn't make that much of a difference at all. Going to be ordering more soon. Great. Thank you very much for your patronage and support. Have you had any issues with bumblefoot? No. What would you recommend to people who cage their birds and have foot issues? Well, it's not really the caging. Well, it is the caging. It's the wiring. So ideally, it's like a good, better, best. So if you use just regular like hardware cloth or yeah, then there's gonna be bumps and unevenness and this, that, and the other, and they're gonna get scrapes, and then that causes bumblefoot. The it it creates a wound on the foot, which gets infected because they walk in their poop and they this, that, and the other, and then it gets infected. If you use galvanized wire, which is the better method, it's cheaper. Well, it's not as cheap as just regular hardware cloth, but it's the second, good, better, best. So good is regular hardwire cloth. Better is the galvanized. That will help a lot. Are you going to have a little bit? Yes, but it will help tremendously. And you can sand it down. You can paint it with the PVC coated stuff, things like that. Spray paint it, whatever you want to do. That'll help as well. Or you could buy PVC coated wire, which is the best, but it is super expensive. We can't use it here. I mean, I guess we could, but it's with how many cages I've got, there's no way. We just did all of or we're still doing it, but I bought all of the wire to do all of our cages. And we just did 16 gauge, 1x1/2 galvanized wire. And the wire alone cost me $2,300. If I was going to buy the PVC coated, it was literally triple the price. And I can't do that. Can't do it. So we just did galvanized. So we did the better method, and that's what I got to do. But if you can afford it, PVC coated is where it's at. But galvanized is the better method, and that will help a lot. Can I order jumbo wilds to be put in the queue for February 11th? Not yet. I'm sorry. I got our quail a few years ago. I had a nice business. We moved, and now we have a lot of acreage. Any advice as to how to get back into the business? No, just start small, get some quail, and then start giving them away. And it sounds like you're in a different area, so you have to build your clientele. So just start building your clientele, and just make sure that you're building your clientele as you're building your flock, or your covey, not your flock, your covey. Because you don't want to have all these quail and not have the customers. You want to build both as you go. Should I get a credit card reader or not? I mean, yeah, you should. It helps a lot. Very few people carry cash anymore. I'm going to be mad trying to adjust Govee thermometers. I have 4 and none read the same. Interesting. Like in the same spot or in different places? Because that might mean you've got hot and cold spots, unless you're putting them in the same exact spot. In order to promote more jumbos, over what size eggs, males, females, would you hatch and breed? What? In order to promote more jumbos, over what size eggs, males, females, would you hatch and breed? It could be my fuzzy brain. I don't know what the question means. I'm sorry. But if you're going to be trying to sell, I'm a big believer that people like options. They like the ability to choose what they want. So obviously the jumbo wilds, they're the biggest, they're feather sexable, they're amazing. I'm a big believer that people should have the jumbo whites too, as far as selling goes, because they're big, they're more consistent layers, and they clean better. So if you're going to be selling butchered quail, well, then the whites are definitely something that you'll need. But again, the options, if you have multiple feather sexable jumbo options, well, then there you go. Again, I also just have it all, is what I'm saying. I also like the different feather sexable jumbo options. I'm really happy that we got our sexlings to jumbo size, our Egyptians to jumbo size. I like that our white wings are jumbo size. There's 4 different options of jumbos that are feather sexable for people to choose from for newbies. So hopefully that helped. Oh, God. All right, I don't have much longer. My head's starting to hurt. I got a couple really small chicks that seem not to be able to stand up. Is it likely a birth defect, and should I call them? I would need more information. Depends on how old they are. If they started doing this after like 2 or 3 days, then it's probably a feed thing. If they started doing this right at hatch, then it's probably a birth defect. So that's the big thing. So what we've learned is if it happens right at hatch, then it's either an egg issue, a development issue, or a gene issue. If it happens a day or 2 after hatch, it's almost always a feed issue. But I would need to know exactly. Can I order jumbo? No, I'm sorry. But I like the enthusiasm. Oh, James Willis is getting MPIP on February 7th. Good luck. That's exciting. Congratulations. Was wanting to order breeder set 3 February 3rd, wanting feather sexable standard will be okay. Is this doable? Most likely. I think I'll have about maybe 15 sets to ship out. That's what's left in the brooder room. They're not going to be old enough to ship next week because of the weather. So I got to keep them for an extra week, which is why I just took them off now, because I didn't want people waiting 2 extra weeks after they ordered. So I just took them off, and then I'll put them back on next week, and then we'll ship that next Monday. So yeah, that should be fine. Days are getting longer. It looks like quail are getting in higher demand. There you go. Our autumn amber are 2.5 weeks old now and are beautiful. We were looking forward to our jumbo Egyptian eggs. That's great. Best of luck to you, and I will get those out as soon as possible. Any decision on the blue Yeti? I'm working on that. I had some major. I couldn't figure it out. I tried to research it and I couldn't. I know this sounds stupid, and when I say I can't, I hate technology. I really do feel like I'm an 80-year-old man in this body. Like, I just don't get technology. But it didn't look like the Blue Yetis were Bluetooth. And I don't want it plugged into my phone because I charge my phone during the lives. So I couldn't figure it out. And I wasn't feeling well, so I just gave up on it. So no, I have not made a decision yet. I don't know why I couldn't figure it out. I know that it was right there in front of my face, but I just could not. Finally, I was just, I can't do it. So I went to bed. What is your opinion on hatching time plastic cages? I do not have any. I don't have any experience with them. I cannot say, unfortunately. I'm sorry. PJ's Family Farm has some, and I think he likes them. But he's on here, so he could tell you, or they could tell you. We currently have Dickey's Incubator. Yes, Dickey's, I've heard, is amazing. I don't have personal experience with him, but yeah, I've heard Dickey's is top of the line as well. From what I understand, Dickey's, GQF, and Brincia are like, have been top of the line for years and years and years. Like they're the OG incubators. So yeah, Dickies I've heard is amazing, but I have not had experience with it. My son and I both have eBay orders coming in on February 11th. With all the cold weather you are having, do you want to hold off a week or two? I'd have to look at your order, but no, it'll be fine. But if you're more comfortable with it, then you can just you can text me. That's easier than using eBay. I hate eBay. I hate the eBay messages because I can never, again, can't figure it out. I hate technology. But if you want to text me and just let me know what you ordered, if you want me to, wait to ship until you're comfortable, I can do that too. It's whatever you want to do. I have 3 Gobies in the same shelf with the Turner, and none of them read the same. They are off about 2 to 3 points in my GQF. They never read the same. That's interesting. You might need to calibrate them. I don't know of anyone that's had to calibrate the Gobies before, but you might need to calibrate them. That's very interesting. I've not had that issue, unfortunately, so I can't really give you the advice. I'm sorry. I'm looking to buy jumbo wild eggs on February 11th. How do you keep them from freezing during shipping? We do a couple different things. Number one, they are laid same day as shipped, so they're as fresh as can be, and they go into the foamers warm. We use foamers that kind of insulate the heat. We double box to also help. So yeah, and that works pretty well for us. Do you have to pre-order waiting list for the? We do not. We do not do the pre-orders. Can't wrap my head around sex links. What's the best video to watch to explain them? If you go to the playlist called All About the Colors, there's one called the sex links. I hope so. It's on there. I'm pretty sure it's on there. And that will explain all of it. But if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask. But they hatch out 2 different colors. They hatch out wild and Egyptian at when they hatch. And the wilds are the males, the dark browns are males, and the light reds are Egyptians. So on day 1, male from female, which is kind of cool. Do you think testosterone levels change taste of male and light versus those kept in the dark? No, I don't, but I don't know for sure, but I don't think so. Thanks for the incubator information. I'll be watching your videos on them. Well, thank you very much, and I hope that it helps, and if it does, let me know, and if it doesn't, let me know. I'd love to hear feedback. I stopped reading the book that I almost started recommending because I ran out of time, and now I'm trying to research about bees. So I don't have a book that I can recommend right now, but we have a YouTube channel and we have a lot of videos on there. And eventually one day I will write a book, and I'm really excited about it. One day, which quail lay the most eggs? What did I say? Rosetta, Scarlet, Gold, Tibet. They're all real close to each other. James is in the house, one step closer to my quail business side. Signed the contract to sell Maryland home today. Now just got to find that New York slice of heaven. Awesome. Congratulations. That's super exciting. Congratulations. Got my first snake feed sale today. Awesome. That's super exciting as well. Okay, new to this. All who have answered, the man just answered my question. There you go. I have an old Sears and Roebuck round incubator that I used successfully years ago that still holds temp very good. Should I still use it, or should I buy a modern one? No, I'd love to have that. No, I'd use that. I mean, I know big people I know people that hatch serious quail. I ship, last year I think I shipped 60,000 eggs to the person, and they use a couple of those, and yeah, they get 85-90% hatch rates on the shipped eggs the whole season. So yeah, I no reason, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Will you be selling jumbo white and wild chicks? If so, when will they be available? I will not. We will be, well, the whites will only come in a teen set because they're not feather sexable and we don't keep them that long. And the wilds will be in a breeder set or all female set, but I will not have any to sell as far as live goes for, I don't know, 3 months, 2 months. No, 3 months. Only eggs. I tried ordering packaging and a t-shirt on the Myshire website, but I can't change the country to Canada. Yeah. If you would like to do that, you can just text me and I'll just send you an invoice, and I can take care of you that way if you'd like. Be happy to do that. And thanks for trying. And yeah, if you are interested in it, then just WhatsApp me or text me, and I'll be happy to help. Do you recommend wild over white wing? Is one better than the other? The white wing's cool, but I mean, the wild's better. The wild's better. Do quail need grit? No. I mean, no. A lot of people do it, so it's not a bad thing, but no, they don't need it. I actually need Pig's Axe Brain later on my chicks' colors. Not all of them are the black Tibetan color. Not complaining, just curious. 2 of them are solid yellow. Then those would be English whites. I gave away 3 dozen. Oh, Jasmine donated $5 to channel. Thank you very much. Thanks for showing up and giving all your time, Zach. Time to log off and rest up, friend. I am almost done. Almost. I gave away 3 dozen eggs and the quail egg shears. Thank you very much for the donation, Jasmine. 9 other people now want eggs. I have 5 hens, and they do not provide that many eggs. That is a good problem to have. Congratulations, and that's how you do it. Make sure that your demand is higher than your supply, and then you just keep growing. Absolutely. Congratulations. Yeah, it was. What is the average price that you can sell jumbo and eggs for, please? That really depends on your area. It really does. It really does. Everywhere is a little bit different. My prices are more universal for everybody. But obviously California, they sell them for a lot more. Cost of living. New York, they sell them for a lot more. Kentucky, North Carolina, I know that they sell for cheaper. It just depends on your area. Order jumbo Egyptian like white jumbo. Awesome. Congratulations. I will get them out as soon as possible. I'm not finding the foam inserts on your website. Yeah, it's under, I don't know what it's under. I know it's on there. I saw it just the other day. If you go to the 3 little menu tab thing, if you click on that, I think there's maybe affiliates or supplies or something like that. There's definitely a link to his website, for sure. Because we used to sell them, and then I'm not a filmer person, and I didn't like shipping them. So I called him and said, how about you just take the sales? And he says, okay. And I said, thanks. Send me your link to your website. And he did. I know it's on there. Can't remember where it's at. Oh, there's an error on the website. Of course there is. Okay, I'll work on that. Are the Gralfie Tucks new on their site? Those are so pretty. I know what one of my future projects is. We did put them on there maybe 6 months ago, 9 months ago, somewhere around there. So they're fairly new, yeah. Brincy is really good. I had one for ducks and always had 90 and 98. Yeah, those are amazing. New here, great videos, awesome teaching. What are your thoughts on Caternix Corner for beginners? Your dad builds great stuff, but thought I would ask. Yeah, I mean, as far as his cages go, I think that he's got a great cage video. What is it? Incubator video. I think he's got a great incubator build video as well. Absolutely. I'm sure this has been asked before, but how fast did you all grow? Wheel, slow. Where did y'all start and what was the progression like? Yeah, I'm a big believer that slow and steady wins the race, and I ain't going anywhere, and we're playing the long game. So we started, I think we're going up on, I don't know, 10 years. Oh, it's 10 years next month. 10 years in February. It is 10 years and 2 weeks that we'll have done this. So yeah, slow and steady. Is it common to have blood on an egg that just laid? Wouldn't say common, but sometimes. I mean, I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. All Caternix taste the same, yes, if that's what you were asking. That was all the questions. Guys, thank you very much. It was an hour. I'll take an hour. I figured if I said 30 to 45 minutes, it'd be an hour. Hour 20, so I'm good with that. Guys, thank you very much. I'm sorry I missed last night. I will be back Sunday. We've got a ton of announcements that I will be announcing. I don't know how active I will be this week on YouTube. I'll try to do 1 or 2 videos to get caught up, and I've got some really good videos coming next week, so that's exciting. And then next Sunday, we'll go live and do the community setting. I'll read all of the comments. We'll all hang out, have a good time. I've got some really good announcements that you guys will want to talk about. I'll share, I'll explain. It'll be a good time. And we've got the 18 and under contest. So if you're going to share any of my videos, I highly recommend, would highly encourage, would love for you to share the 18 and under contest video that I have on the YouTube channel. Just type in 18 and under contest by Myshire Farm and spread the word. We're trying to get the next generation involved with self-sufficiency and Caternix quail and entrepreneur skills and learning where their food comes from. And so it's just a great cause. And there's a ton of people involved with it, which is mentioned in that video. So check all of that out and watch for the videos that hopefully I'll be doing this week. And we'll see how that goes. I've got a lot on my plate this week, but got to keep going. So everybody, thank you very, very much. I appreciate everybody showing up. Thank you all for the likes. That was 132 likes. Thank you very much. That's awesome. And like $33 in donations. You guys are awesome. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. And you guys are awesome. Stay safe. And I will see you next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, stay safe.